Mrs. Zhang, it is said that whenever you cross a large group of soldiers, the disaster is worse than that of thieves. Because people can still punish thieves. People don't dare to offend soldiers. The only difference between soldiers and thieves is that they dare not kill people casually. In the Zhang year, the 3 feudal lords rebelled. The troops who went to the south to counter the rebellion rested their horses in Yanzhou Prefecture, looted property, and raped women. It was a cloudy day, and the fields accumulated water and formed lakes. The people had nowhere to run, so they jumped over the wall and hid in the high-grain fields. When the soldiers found out, they rode naked into the water to find women to rape, and few were spared. Only Mrs. Zhang was not afraid and refused to leave home. There was a small room at home. At night, my husband and I dug a deep pit there. Pointed bamboo spears were erected at the bottom of the pit. The mouth of the pit was covered with straw foil, and a mat was spread on the foil to resemble a sleeping mat. Mrs. Zhang was cooking calmly in the kitchen. When the soldiers arrived, they went out to give them something to eat. At this time, the Mongolian occupation soldiers wanted to rape her arrogantly. She said, "How can you do such a thing in front of others? Can you 2 of us be watched by one?" One of them smiled and muttered, saying hello. She goes out. She and the soldier entered the room, pointed to the table and told him to go up first. As a result, the foil was crushed and the soldier fell into the pit. She found another foil and mat cover, and deliberately stood by the door to seduce him. After a while, another soldier came in and heard someone howling. I didn't know where it was. The woman smiled and waved to him and said, "Here, here." The soldier stepped on the mat and fell in. The woman threw firewood into the pit and lit it on the fire. The fire became so big that the house was burned down. The woman still shouted for people to put out the fire. After the fire was extinguished, the smell of burnt corpses filled the air. People asked what the smell was. He said, "I hid my 2 pigs in the cellar and burned them to death for fear that the soldiers would snatch them away." After that, Mrs. Zhang took up her needlework again and sat beside a road with no trees a few miles away from the village under the scorching sun. The village was far away from the city, and most of the soldiers who came were on horses, and several groups passed by at once. The soldiers laughed in a strange tone. Although she couldn't quite understand it, the woman knew that they were making dirty remarks to tease her. But because it is close to the road, and there is nothing to cover the body, we often pass by with a few words of teasing. In this way, it will be fine for a few days. On this day, a soldier came. This soldier is so shameless that he will rape her under the evil sun. She smiled and did not refuse, but secretly pricked his horse with a needle. The horse neighed and jumped, so the soldier tied the reins to his legs, and then went to hug the woman. The woman suddenly stabbed the horse's neck with the awl of her silk shoes, causing the horse to run wildly in pain. The reins could not be untied for a while, and he dragged the soldier for dozens of miles before he was stopped by other soldiers. The soldier's head and body were nowhere to be found, but one leg on the reins was still intact.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.